Hey guys, Kaylee here, and welcome back to the Honeystead. Let's experience something magical. You wanna come with me? I was up here in my garden, getting ready to do some splits. I knew it was time. I'm definitely running a little behind when it comes to splits. They had something in mind, so we're gonna get them, okay? Welcome inside a swarm. How beautiful is this? Now they're not too far. I saw the activity starting. The first thing that I did is I grabbed a hammer and I started beating it on a metal rod. That mimics thunder, so that kind of calls them down, and that's exactly what they did. Is they landed right here on this branch, not far away at all. So they are still kind of getting settled. I'm gonna let them hang out here for a couple of minutes. We're gonna watch them. And then once everything kind of settles down, and we'll catch them. Gosh, it's so beautiful. All right, so I let them settle down for a little bit. They have all collected on this really pretty dogwood. This swarm definitely came from one of ours. I had a hive on the end that I was planning on splitting today, and I watched them do it. So we are doing all of our splits, but I had to take a break because we have to catch these guys. So there's a couple of different ways that you can do this. You can go through and use your hand to kind of scoop out and see if you can find the queen. I brought my queen clip just in case. I'm gonna go ahead and do the good old-fashioned sheet with a hive box underneath. This hive's about eye level, almost a little bit. I'm pretty short, so this hive is pretty easy for me to get. No need for a ladder, and we're gonna go ahead and just see if we can catch them. It's really pretty. That little girl is sitting in a dogwood bloom. This is definitely a pretty big swarm. That gives you a good example. So that's a drone. I don't know if you guys can see the drone. Yeah, nice looking robust young man. I do give a good look to see if I could possibly see the queen. Granted, she is probably very much protected inside the swarm, so, and it's a pretty big one. All right, let's see if we can do this. Look, waggle. My aim was off just by hair, but that's okay. So this is why we have the sheet here, okay? So the queen, if she's in I can see her because they're on a white sheet. And chances are, the queen is already in there. Look, they're all marching. So that is what I wanted to see. I wanted to see them all march. I didn't take into consideration the wind blowing just a hair, but that's okay. You know, as long as you get them, that's all that matters. But watch. So that is a good sign. I am still going to look off of my sheet. This is why I use a light colored sheet, because the bees are dark. You don't want to use a dark sheet and try to find your bees. It's like finding Where's Waldo. Let's see. Where are you? Feeling pretty confident just by watching all of them fan. So they're releasing the pheromones that, hey, we're in here. But just in case, if by chance I didn't get a queen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go ahead and take a frame from another colony, shake the bees off of it. One that actually has like day-old brood, so that in the event they could actually create a new queen. They can't create a new queen right now if there's no queen. So that's why that's going to be our game plan. Give them some brood and let's see what they do. So because this colony is so big, we are going to go ahead and add another box. I've got about 5 frames of drawn out comb with nectar, some pollen, some honey that I stored, and then I'm going to show you guys a simple trick. I kind of already did it on this one right here. So this is an old frame. There's still a small gathering of bees that are up in this dogwood branch. So we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna show you guys something that I like to do, because sometimes if you shake them, they'll end up just kind of flying back up. If you take your frame and you place it at the base where the bees are kind of gathering, you'll start to see that they're just walking on that frame, which makes it a little bit easier to help kind of continue to collect. Plus, if the queen was up here, I could take it and I could do a quick scan and get her into a queen clip. But like I said, I'm feeling confident. Now this is a really, really old frame, but it does the trick. It still works. Eventually these guys are gonna find their way, and that's what we want. So we are gonna leave this box here. Come on, girls. And I'm just kind of gently, really, really gently placing it in here. There's one trick that I learned a long time ago, and that is when you're experiencing this right here, where it is so packed and you almost literally can't put your last frame in because of how packed it is, what you can do is you can take another box, place it on top, just more to the side, and then the bees will eventually kind of move up, and that allows you to have a little bit more room to put the last frame in. All right, girls, go on. Okay. Okay. Now, some of the bees are already starting to move over. Already starting to come up. Take my hive tool, give them a few seconds, give it a little push. Thank you for letting me catch you. I knew you guys were ready. So last night, we had a pretty nice thunderstorm. Now, I don't know about you guys, but whenever we have a nice spring thunderstorm, typically the morning after, my bees are notorious, and not just my bees, most of the storms that I catch are notorious for swarming after a good thunderstorm. So I knew it. I woke up this morning, I said, oh, and it's very typical for them to swarm in the early afternoon. But they'll get to work, you know. By me catching them, it's gonna allow them a lot more of an opportunity to grow faster. And look, the bees already started moving up. So that really, really allows them to give them a little bit of extra space when you don't have that much space to work with. Not too bad. Girls, I gave you a good home. Go ahead, enjoy it. Start decorating something. All right, girls and boys, welcome home. I hope you stick around for a little while. We're gonna keep it right here for a little bit and let them all find their way in. I'm gonna go ahead and take the lid, put it on, and then call it a day. Thank you guys for coming along with me as we catch this gorgeous swarm. We're gonna call this one the dogwood because that is what tree it was in. I will keep you guys posted on the dogwood hive. And as always, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty and learn something old.